When you're writing a college level paper about literature, there are 4 things that you want to keep in mind. You want to make sure your paper has a solid structure, that it demonstrates accurate and consistent documentation, that it has a good quality of writing, and that it has strong thinking and ideas. This video lesson is going to focus specifically on the category of the quality of thinking and ideas. So what is academic writing? Academic writing is an ongoing conversation about a wide range of perspectives and new ways of thinking between knowledgeable individuals. So when you are writing an academic paper, you're participating in that ongoing conversation between knowledgeable individuals. You are one of the knowledgeable individuals. So what does it mean to be knowledgeable? How do you get that way? Well, here's one thing that knowledgeable does not mean. Knowledgeable does not mean trying to sound fancy or using big words. Being knowledgeable doesn't mean trying to look knowledgeable. Being knowledgeable means becoming knowledgeable. And how does that happen? Well, one of the most important things to do if you want to become knowledgeable is to listen to what others have to say. That way, you're showing that you're continuing to learn, you're formulating questions, and you're exploring a range of credible sources. Not just any sources, but credible sources. So when you're listening to what others say, who is it that you're listening to? When you're writing your paper, does it demonstrate that you have listened to the content of your class? Everything that you've studied and read and discussed leading up to the paper that you're writing. Also, does your paper demonstrate that you have listened to the assignment instructions? Do you know everything that you have to include in the paper? Do you know what acceptable sources are? Do you know how long the paper needs to be? Do you know how it needs to be structured and how the document needs to be formatted? Does your paper demonstrate that you've listened to the assignment instructions? And then, of course, does your paper demonstrate that you've listened to your primary text? If you want to appear knowledgeable when you write your paper needs to show that you have listened thoroughly to all 3 of those things: the class content, the assignment instructions, and the primary text. So, how do you know when you're a knowledgeable writer? How do you know that your thinking is well informed? Well, you want to consider, have you informed yourself thoroughly about the class content, the instructions of the assignment, and the text about what you're writing? Or are you poorly informed? Have you studied actively the content, instructions, and text? Or have you looked at them only superficially, or only looked at them partly? Maybe examined some things but not other things. Are you considering a range of possibilities? Or are you considering one possibility? Are you saying something new and original in your paper? Or are you saying what has already been said? Just the worn out, often repeated ideas. And then, does your paper rely primarily on your ideas and on your language? Or are you relying on someone else's language? Is your paper relying, for example, too heavily on the language of your sources? So, you want to be sure that you're well informed, that you've studied, that you've considered a range of possibilities, and that you're saying something new. And then that your paper is relying primarily on your ideas and your language. So when you can answer yes to all those questions, you know that you're a knowledgeable writer. Then the quality of ideas and thinking in your paper is going to be much better. So what does it mean to be knowledgeable? It means that you've listened to what others have to say, that you're continuing to learn by formulating questions and exploring a range of credible sources, all so that you can participate in academic writing. And academic writing is an ongoing conversation about a wide range of perspectives and new ways of thinking, and that conversation is happening between knowledgeable individuals, including you. So when your paper demonstrates that you've listened to the course information, you've listened to the assignment, and you've listened to your primary text, and you've done all those things thoughtfully, your paper is going to convey your ideas about your source, and it's going to use your language and your sentence structure. When that happens, the thinking and ideas in your paper will be successful.